So hopefully this doesn't pick up on how like trashy my room is right now, but I'm trying to do this without holding the camera for once. And today we're going to go over my makeup ritual. So back in 2013, I started to notice some patches on my skin, and really in the mouth area for the most part, and I don't know how easy it is to see. Let me see if I can kind of point them out to you. But it's just little white patches in random places. So like right here, you can see a little bit down here, right in here, right here, and I feel like there's more as my skin gets darker, like if I get tan and stuff like that. And I feel like sometime in like 2014 or 2015 I started to juice, and I felt like it all disappeared, but it's been back, and that was just for a little bit of time, so it's obviously been back in full effect. I think that I did have some doctors and maybe even a what do you call it? What do you call it when you're a skin doctor? A dermatologist. I feel like I had both those people look at it and try to treat it as like a fungus or something like that, and obviously it didn't go away. But I think that they said that the only thing that I could do is possibly take a medication for it, but it wouldn't, you know, it might not necessarily do anything. Or I could do the inexpensive thing and just wear makeup all the time when I worked. So that was the route I went, and I remember when I was in Minnesota on tour with Nintendo back in 2013, I went and spent like $200 on makeup and brushes, and I think it was Bobbi Brown, makeup and brushes, and I never used it. And I remember walking there, and it was super hot because I didn't have a car, because we all traveled there together. And then I remember having to walk all the way back to return the stuff too. I think that's what I did when we were in Minnesota. But when I got back to LA, I then met with my friend Dominic Allen. So shout out to Dominic Allen over at Saks Fifth. He's been a friend of mine for years, and he took me through what I could do to cover this up and, you know, the best makeup. So he had originally started me on, I think, an Armani foundation that was really expensive. I think it was like $60 or $70. And then we did, I think it was an Estee Lauder, like a concealer to use under that. And then he just had me get just like a regular powder. So I got, you know, CoverGirl powder and then a bronzer, because obviously I would be a crazy color, but he just told me to get something with BB, or he just told me to do like a physician's formula. So I ended up getting a physician's formula bronzer, which, you know, these I don't really get out much, so these colors may not really fuse very well with my skin, but that's what happens. So what's super funny is as we continue to, you know, me go back to Saks Fifth and say hi to Dominique and get more stuff, I then realized that I guess I wasn't getting the coverage that I wanted to, and so we tried to explore other things, and I said, hey, I used to work for Clinique back in 94, 95? 95, and we had something that, like, they told us right off the bat, no one's ever going to want this because it's so thick. It's really for, you know, if people want to, you know, have photographs taken and stuff. And sure enough, they had it at Saks Fifth. It's Clinique Continuous Coverage makeup, and this totally covered everything up, and you couldn't even tell anymore. And I think it was like $25 or something really inexpensive. So that's what I've been using ever since. Now, I obviously don't wear makeup every day because I don't really do anything, but I do wear it if I had to work. So this is what I would do. I just get some on a brush for continuous coverage. I'm going to need a mirror because this is not the easiest thing in the world. And then I just blot it around the area where it's whitened. And then I start to draw outward to blend it in. And I do that in all the little places. Hopefully this won't be super long. It really isn't like a ton of makeup or anything like that, but I don't want you to get bored either. And yes, there's some random zit there. And then just again, blend it away, blend it away. I'm trying to think of what else, if there's anything else that went into that. I mean, it was nice because we obviously figured out a better way to get coverage. and save some money at the same time. He also said that I should use an exfoliant, and so he had me get the Clinique 7-day scrub, which I use in the shower on my face. So then I don't add any more. I just take with what I've got and just spread, so that if any of it, not that I need to cover up all these other areas, but just make sure it's blended in. And I like to take it to the ear and all the way down to the neck, and then all the way up. Because I do makeup first and then I do the hair. So then I would just take the powder and a bigger brush and then just powder it up. To give it that nice matte finish. It probably doesn't even look like anything on camera. Or maybe it does. We'll see. So then I use the bronzer. Same brush, because I honestly don't care. And then brushing upwards, because I feel like that's what I've always been taught. Because I did a lot of theater back in the day, and some movies and music videos and all that fun stuff. So I do teach you a little bit about makeup. And then, just because everything looks like powdered as far as the hair, that I would get a clear mascara, and this one is CoverGirl, because it's not, yeah, you're limited to clear mascaras, like what options, what's out there, because I think that the last few that I'd seen were CoverGirl, and I think the brand's called Elf from Target, or they sell them in Target. I feel like those are the only ones. I mean, I don't really thoroughly look for stuff, but I'm definitely not anymore. But, and then I do the eyebrows, which, if I was still living like a real life and working, I would definitely need this cleaned up. I look crazy. I remember one time back in 1990, my sister and I went to go see Madonna, the Blonde Ambition tour, and somebody that was sitting next to us had tried to compliment my sister, my eldest sister, Wendy, and said, "Your eyebrows kind of look like Madonna." And my sister said, "Yeah, but mine are real." That's a real story. And then I just put whatever lip moisturizer over my lips so that my lips don't look matted or powdered. Voila! So that would be my makeup routine. And then I would just do my hair next, but I'm not going to. Alright?